Hey everyone, meet Daniel. He is a journalist. Journalists write articles on many different topics that are published in newspapers, magazines, and online. Here are a few examples of articles that Daniel has written. The Secret Life of Cats. What's Fluffy doing while you're away? Fabulous Footwear on Fern Street, and The Twisted Truth, Technology Today. Right now, Daniel is writing a new article called Separate but Unequal: Segregation in the United States. At the beginning of his article, Daniel will give background information on the policy of segregation during the 1950s. Segregation was the act of separating people based on their skin color. Daniel writes that the government supported segregation. During segregation, non-white people were not allowed to sit on public buses, and they had to drink from separate water fountains, and they could not eat at white-only restaurants. If people protested segregation, they could be arrested and attacked by police officers and sent to jail. For example, people who were protesting peacefully were attacked by police dogs and were even sprayed with fire hoses before being arrested. In the next part of his article, Daniel explains that many people, like this lawyer, argued that these rules were unfair and unconstitutional, meaning it violated what the U.S. Constitution says. As a result, people began protesting segregation in schools. Check out these people who were protesting segregation by participating in a sit-in, which is a type of protest where people refuse to leave a place like a school library or restaurant. This is a picture of men protesting at an all-white restaurant in North Carolina. In addition, people began filing cases against the government. This means they claimed that the government was doing something illegal. For example, in the case of McLaurin versus Oklahoma State Regents, a student argued that he was turned away from the University of Oklahoma because he was black and would not be allowed to study with white students. Another case that was filed was called Brown versus the Board of Education. This case describes how a young black girl was not allowed to go to school because it was all white. Instead, she had to take the bus to a school that was far away from her home. The U.S. Supreme Court decided in favor of the schoolgirl in this case. The judges decided that segregating schools and other public places was unconstitutional because it violated the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. The 14th Amendment says that everyone, regardless of skin color, has equal protection under the law. At the end of the article, Daniel writes that even though segregation is illegal, people still face inequality today. Inequality can mean that there is a difference in how people are treated or what opportunities some people receive compared to others. For example, men on average make more money than women, even when they're doing the same job. There are also inequalities in the type of work people of different skin color are in. For example, Asian and white men are more likely to have jobs in management roles compared to black and Hispanic men. This means that Asian and white men are more likely to make more money and have more career opportunities than Hispanic and black men. Daniel concludes by saying that even though segregation is illegal, people need to know that inequality still exists in today's society. Now it's your turn to go on an adventure and be a journalist.